Doing today? Let me get everything set up. Sorry if I sound very tired. I am very tired. I just got off work. And before that, I only had maybe 5 or 6 hours of sleep. So, give me a minute to get everything set up. This is not going to be a very long stream like we normally do. Alright, my audio's coming through just fine. Let me share this all out. Like I was saying, this is not going to be a very long stream. This is just me basically doing the dialogue. Because we actually finished everything just before, like, literally before my beginning of my shift. And then, hey, Rich, how's it going? It's definitely not evening, Rich. It's morning. Hey, Jimson, how's it going, bud? Alright, what else do I need to do? Oh yeah, Discord. I'm sorry guys, I am very, very, very tired. But the reason I'm doing this short stream is to hang out with you guys for a little bit. Great video, sir. Proud of you, dude. Well, thanks, Dom. But really, dude, you'd really everything I said in the video, man. I'm in awe. Thank you, bud, so much. I'm aware, but don't know if you were a person who believes it's morning or when the sun's up. Dude, morning. Whether the sun's up or not. Not sure if you knew this, but I first came across your channel by the way of Jamie. Yeah, I remember you, bud. It just sometimes names just do slip me because of the day. Like right now, I'm so tired that I am probably gonna start calling Dom Joe pretty soon.
The ground, the air, me.
Nice, bud. What's nice, bud? What? My shirt? My shirt's nice? It's got dog hair all over it. But I'm glad you think my shirt's nice. You streaming. Oh! Oh, well, thank you, sir. It's not going to be a very long one. I'm basically just wrapping up the DLC, because like I said last night, I did manage to get through the majority of the DLC. I will be timestamping that, so in case you guys don't want to watch the full 5 hours, you guys can go right to the DLC portions. But hello and welcome, Jamerson. So, yes, oh man, it's hard to say last night because to me it's all relative right now. So a few hours ago, we had officially beaten the DLC. All that remains is us going up there and doing some dialogue. You never did notice me at your streams. I did mention you should sleep. I will be sleeping right after this, bud. But like I said, I will be times coding the previous stream so you guys don't have to watch the full 5 hours of the stream. Because I'll probably, you guys can skip the cauldrons altogether. You guys go straight to the, hello, Derivar. Sleep is important. It is very important. I will be, like I said, guys, I will be going to sleep right after this because I want to wrap this up. And later on today, I'm going to play one of 3 games. I'm going to play either Castlevania, Mega Man, or Sonic. Because those are the only games I can think of right now to play right now, other than Monster Hunter. But I want to take a little break from Monster Hunter. Unless my buddy Dom needs me to help him out, then I'll just stream Monster Hunter. It's no big deal. But anyway, I was saying, I will time code in the description for the video for you guys, so you guys don't have to watch me play through the cauldrons. You guys can skip to the DLC. My throat's dry. Hang on. And yes, I am drinking a Pepsi, but caffeine don't really affect me too much anymore. Especially when I get tired. So all that's left is us going up here, doing some dialogue. Now, the dialogue in this room is probably the most important for this story, is because it does answer a lot of questions about what has transpired in this world. And I really appreciate this. Even though the DLC, I mean, technically you have to pay for it, but it's worth getting, because if you play, like, unlike what I did, as I did not do any of the side missions. Like, I barely did it. Like, all I did was a tall neck. That's about all that I've done. It's just the tall neck side mission, cleared out 1 bandit camp, that's it. So there's really nothing else to do other than maybe do this, but I'm not really gonna go and do that. I think we pretty much explored everything possibly, and this is probably the best part of the game, is because you guys get to see and hear all the dialogues. Well, I know the one time you came in the room, I was talking to you and then realized my mic was off. Sorry about that. Yeah, it happens to me. Like, it happened to me a couple nights ago. Like, my mic, I was trying to talk to you guys, and there was a full, like, rage mode going on, and I just, like, talking and talking and talking and talking. I'm like, why is my audio not... Oh, shit! You guys can actually watch my video where I'm, like, I have apps... yeah, I was playing, shit, what was the game I was playing? Damn it, I can't think right now. It's not working. Yeah, it was in Final Fantasy. I was doing, like, yeah, Final Fantasy Remake. My mic was off and I was raging so damn hard. And I didn't realize my mic was off because I had to go take off the on Wookiee's video for an hour. It wasn't for a whole hour, was it? It's coming up on noon in the UK. It's morning. It's 5:36 in the morning. This, like I said, this is not going to be a very long stream. I appreciate all you guys over here, though. I would highly recommend, like, if you guys are going to go into, like, the depth of this story, definitely grab all the possible audio files, text logs you can possibly get in the game, because they do add on to the story. I just don't want to read them all. There's so much to go through. I'd be here for at least another stream just reading to you guys. But once we get to the dialogue portion, like the asking questions and answers and stuff like that for this scene, I probably won't be talking
All
very much.
of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see if anything can be done to defend you.
It's 11:38 in the morning in the UK. Dinner time.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss.
Yeah, so what's dinner tonight? Alright, so essentially you can talk to Aratak or you can talk to Kyren, but Siren, whatever her name is, the big floating digital head. I personally like talking to the head before Aratak, because this just answers so many questions. There's really no particular order when who you talk to. Yeah, for the kids, they are having sausage rolls and beans and no prunes. Dinner is lunch, supper is dinner. Dara's making my Dara's making my brain hurt. Help me. Oh gosh, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and just start talking. I won't talk very much while she's talking.
Because of your efforts, and of course Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
Alright, so Andera, yes, you do make my brain hurt, but then my brain goes back to feeling nice. You relieve my brain's pain because I'm just a simple Wookiee. Now, eventually you can talk, sorry. When I'm not, damn, I can't speak now. At least breakfast is consistent on both sides of the Atlantic. Hey, Nikki, how's it going? Welcome to the shortest stream on Wookiee's channel. Because I'm not going to be up very long. Just going to be completing the DLC and then going to bed. And then I'll probably do something wretched later on tonight. While she's talking, the head, I'm not going to be talking.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Araya, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on
I'm glad
my
you got
work.
some sleep, bud.
In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Araya who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron and took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Mainly because I try not to do content on Tuesday. I don't like Tuesdays. Why don't you like Tuesdays, Dara? Is it like bad luck on Tuesdays or something? Coffee, 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 coffee. I'm drinking coffee, but I'm pretty or a soda, but it's probably not going to be very helpful to me right now. Oh, Nikki, I made a video not too long ago. I don't know if you got the message on Discord, but basically gave you a nice shout out on the video.
Do you know what happened to your colleague, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow.
Sorry, I don't mean to pause it during this, but I want to address this. Guys, if I sound very, very mellow, it's just because I'm very, 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 very tired. That is all. Soccer knows as football outside of America. Well, technically, soccer, and football are basically foot sports. At least in my opinion. I mean, you don't go around kicking the football all over the field, but you do kick the football. You know? I mean, I've played football. I'm not the best at it. Okay. I think you had too much. I had too much what? Certainly not coffee.
To your focus.
You too, Nikki. We are all family, not like the Addams family. Da-da-dum. 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 The Addams family. I just saw your guys' comment on my video. I'll read them after. I'll read them later. I'll read and comment on them and stuff later. Okay, that's more of a Dom thing than the Addams family. Man, me and my family used to be like that all the time. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum. Actually, I think that's how I learned how to snap my fingers. It's the Addams family. Just watch the Addams family. I'm gonna go to bed, and that's gonna be my head tonight, or this morning. I'm gonna go to bed. Da-da-dum. Da-da-dum. Babushka, 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 babushka. Sadly, I don't have a foil.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
So, to let you guys know, Hephaestus and Hades are still alive, technically. So, if they make a second game, actually they are making a second game, it's probably going to be with one of those two entities we're going to be fighting. They made a live action film. Live action Addams Family movie. Wasn't the Addams Family technically a live action film? That's at least the ones I grew up with, was the Addams Family and then the Addams Family 2, which had the crazy broad, sorry, the crazy blonde, I meant to say blonde, crazy blonde who was a serial killer, and the kids go out to camp, and or was that Addams Family 3? I don't remember.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request.
Yes, it's
I assumed it came from human survivors, more advanced than the Banuk.
Okay.
Eager to make contact, I
It's been
accepted.
such a long time,
This
I just don't
decision
remember,
turned
and
out
I
to
can't
be
really
a
think much very
catastrophic
much
error.
right now.
I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
That's how it was
You
here.
said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
So yeah, I wish there was this in the main game where like Gaia still lived and we could actually ask him questions.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. What are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark.
So after all the dialogue,
from out our bourne of time.
So after all this dialogue, guys, if you still have questions, I'll try to fill in the apps before I close out the stream.
In place, the flood may bear me far. I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus?
Okay, smiley
Maybe one
face.
whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. Would be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice.
This robot is hurting my brain.
Although I do fear non-existence.
I know the feeling.
I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure
Sad
she
this
knew
is
you were
all
doing
we have
something
left
for
of the
her, Saya,
DLC, so I'm just going through the
but she was
dialogue.
determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Aurea, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
Back in your hunting hole, Dom. Luckily, we're almost done.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone.
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Aurea's descriptions,
I have to talk
it
dirty.
seems the area
Nikki
has
is-
since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you.
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply
As
limits
Judge
on our
said,
self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible
the law.
enough to handle my
No,
duties,
he's
my creators
He's,
found it
if
necessary
I'm
to
quoting
exceed
Judge
the
Dredd correctly, he took the Bible down. He says, at the end of the day, all you have is the law, and you're alone, and all you have left is the law. If I remember the line correctly, I'm not talking about the new movie. I don't like the new movie, the newest movie, not the new it's not like 2020 or something. I think it was like 2017.
limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
The benefactor. But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one. And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist?
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduce the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
I should...
Alright, that's everything from the AI.
There is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them?
Broadly, yes.
Life is hard for the Banuk. Their world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
You're right about that. Trust me.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
Hello, Aloy.
Sure, Cyan. Alright, Cyan.
I will...
That's all the dialogue from the robot. All we have left is our talk, and then we're done. And I'll try to answer all the questions as best I can.
There's frost between my teeth.
My chieftain.
Just... Aloy.
As you wish.
I wondered if you thought... that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone. And the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
Why does Dom wear dresses after... I don't know.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find even for a moment the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm
Good,
going...
but yeah, I just went down the wrong
Iraq
tube.
can't follow. Besides, They'd already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuke has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. His minds on their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You could stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Alright, that's it, guys. That is all of the DLC, aside from side missions, which we will not be doing. Questions, comments. Is there any questions you guys have about the game that I could answer for you today? Oh, Dom, Dara, Nikki, Jimston. You guys got any questions? This is more of an opinion question. Do you think you will play the same protagonist in Horizon Zero, in the new Horizon Zero Dawn? That's actually a pretty good question. I don't know a whole lot of information other than the fact that they are making Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I would say, depending on timeline, Aloy may be too old to be running around, jumping on cliffs and whatnot. So we may have a new protagonist, but I feel that since Aloy was the driving factor in this game, that they would more than likely keep with the original protagonist, which would be Aloy. But again, that's just my opinion. I don't have any facts that would back that up. We would have to wait until they actually make an official announcement other than, yes, we are working on it. But good question, Dom. Very good question. Does anyone do you guys have any questions about the story? Do you guys have any questions that I could try to answer about the story for you? I'll keep the stream open for a bit, so you guys have a little bit of time to come up with your questions. let's get over here. This is a nice view right here. Very nice. What would give this game out of 10 since you have a fresh experience again with it? I would still give this game a 10 out of 10. For one, the story. I mean, you have once you do all the go through all the dialogue, side missions, cauldrons, and you play this game to its fullest, you do get a sense of the story, even though they do answer some of that questioning in the main story. The graphics are absolutely beautiful. I mean, I have nothing to say about the graphics. I'm on peak right now, and I'm seeing snowfall. Before I saw rain, water, textures. A lot of love and detail into the game. I like the combat. I like the crafting system. I liked how you have to constantly, go after machines to get the parts so you can craft more ammo. I like the hidden stuff like the shield weaver armor. You have to go and collect all the power cells and go get the power cells and get the armor. I like that. All characters all seemed interesting and unique. Even down to Silas, who's a jerk. And all the characters that, like, in the 8, as they call them, the old ones, they they're never forgettable or throwaways. They all have meaning. They all have points into the story and telling you what's going on. I especially like how the beginning of the story, you don't start out as an adult. You start as a child, and you get a little bit more of a sense of the character. You get to know the character. You get to feel what the character feels. And they could have started off as an adult, and that would be it. But they decided to go, and I thought it was a very good approach as Aloy as a child. And you get a little bit more of a sense of Aloy and Rost, who raised her to do the hunting. Like I said, 10 out of 10, absolute masterpiece. Well done, well crafted, well designed. Don't really have too many complaints about the game. I guess I'll just go ahead and talk about it. Your latest favorite part of the game? Good question. What's my favorite part of the game? There are so many good parts. Oh, that's a hard one. I would have to say my favorite part in the game would be when she finally goes behind the mountain. Like, the door opens in the heart of the mountain. That would probably be my favorite part of the game. So, in case you guys may be having some questions about the story, I'll let you guys know. So we never know where this signal came from. As far as I know, in the story, everything was working fine. Gaia and all of her supporting AIs were working just fine. And then at some point, a strange signal came in and overridden all of the AIs. We know Apollo was destroyed pretty much, so it's just Hephaestus, Hades, and I think a few other terraforming machines, and both of them got a strange signal, and they got overridden, and they became rogue. As far as what happened, there's a lot of things that happened. We do know there was some kind of swarm that swept through the world. I'm assuming that was also due to the alien signal. Aliens? I would have to say yes. Like some kind of alien or high intelligent alien AI has invaded the AIs, and that's why they're rogue and why they're constantly trying to kill us. Why they identified Aloy as an immediate threat because of Elizabeth Zobek. Now, I don't think Aloy is a clone of Elizabeth Zobek, because if she was a clone, she would have been, she would have all the knowledge and memories. I think it's hard to explain. I think she looked like Elizabeth Zobek. She even sounds like Elizabeth Zobek, but she's not Elizabeth Zobek. I think, based on maybe Elizabeth Zobek's DNA, they created, the mountain was able to create a baby. Could be her ancestor. Yeah, I would say that'd probably be a better explanation. But I don't know, like, they don't go into full depth, like, what this swarm was. I would say the swarm was more than likely, like, maybe Earth form, was bound by Earth, was made by Earth, and was taken over by the same entity, and caused massive problems with the robots, especially the feral robots who relied on biomass to recharge. And obviously humans are bio. And the reason why you saw all the robots buried is because they were shut down because there was nothing to eat. They had no food, no fuel, so they shut themselves down under probably emergency power. And that's why Hades is probably trying to reactivate them to get rid of humans, so it makes way for the new life form, which is probably what took over Hades and Hephaestus. Which I would say they would probably expand on in the second game. But that's pretty much all the information I currently have on the game, is that some kind of mysterious signal as they were sleeping. The AIs were awoken and invaded by a unknown alien. I would assume, it says unknown, but I assume it's alien intelligence. And took over Hades and Hephaestus and tried killing everyone. But those are pretty much the entirety of the game. I personally would recommend this, especially if you have a PS4, because it really shows off the PS4, and it also has a very good story. But it does, I will not lie, it does require a lot of attention. You have to do a lot of collecting, like, where is it now? So if you go into your inventory, notebook. You can see how I have all these data points. These are all things you would have to listen to and get a sense of what was going on at that time. Very worth listening to and looking over, collecting all of them, because it does tell a little bit more of the story and what was going on during that time. I personally didn't get all of them. Like on my previous account, previous playthrough, I did. Like there was not a single one I didn't collect, but I thought that was going to carry over on the New Game Plus, but it doesn't. But yeah, that's the entire game, guys, in its entirety. Entirety. I can't speak anymore. In its entirety, we've played it from start to finish. Now, I will say that it may seem like we pretty much speed ran through all of it. That was only because I did only the main quest. If you do all the side quests and errands and bandit camps, tall necks, hunting grounds, cauldrons, corrupted zones, and like just about everything. If you do everything in this game, you can easily probably get like 60, 80 hours easy on this game. Just a rough guess. Especially if you're collecting all the notes and getting the lore of the game. That's an additional another probably 5 hours. And then you have the DLC, which gives you more data pads to collect. And more things you can learn about the game. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's all for the DLC. It is 6:23 in the morning. I'm probably going to be ending the stream pretty quick soon, so I can go to sleep. Sadly, I actually don't want to go to sleep because my dog is sleeping on the bed, and I like it when he's sleeping on my bed because he looks so cute. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for streaming this. Oh, no problem. It was my pleasure, bud. For those of you guys who are, I think I make notes of this every single time I stream, but we are having the voting is up and live right now. Quick update about that. Right now, Angry Wookiee is actually winning right now. By 2 votes. If you guys have not casted your votes, please be sure to cast your votes if you guys want me to play any of the games that are on the list. I did remove 2 games, but it's not for a bad reason. It's just I know they're very long games, and I want to make sure that I have enough time to devote to them. As I know I've seen Dara play it, and he has like, what, 47, 50 episodes he did with it. 40, 50, episode streams he did with it, so I know it's a very, very long game. I want to make sure I have, I want to devote the time to it. The same thing with Final Fantasy. I know that, I mean, it's not as long as Dragon Quest, but it's still pretty lengthy, and I want to make sure I can devote time to it. But if you guys want to vote, I have it posted on Twitter, Discord. I also linked my Discord. Oh, did I do that? Oh, naughty me! I forgot to link my Discord into my channel. Hang on, I'll take care of that real quick. But anyway, I have that posted on Discord, on Twitter, also on Facebook, on YouTube. And the discussion page. Alright, hang on. I'm getting the right now. Hey, gone. I'm tired. And I'm sorry, guys, if I was not very entertaining. I was not very interesting today, or at this junction, because I'm tired. I'm very, very, very tired. And I'm probably right after the stream, I'm going to go to bed. If I do not fall asleep, I will knock myself silly until I go to bed with my pillow. I will knock my butt out with the pillow. I do not lie about this. So again, I have the links to a link to my Discord in the description. Here, let me go ahead and throw that link down again for Twitter. Get some rest, dude. I plan on getting rest. Let me get my Twitter link for you guys. There you guys go. That's my link to my Twitter. Again, you guys all you have to do to cast your vote is just type a number in the thread on Twitter. If you guys join me on Discord, same thing. It's in the Discord section under game request /voting, and on same thing on YouTube. Just go to the discussions page, throw in the comment which game is associated with that number, and drop the number down on the comment. Excuse me. And we'll be tallying up the votes on Friday at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then the following week we'll be starting that game. So it'll be the following Monday. Again, also guys, I want to let you guys know that on Sunday, June 21st, I am going to be doing a Dark Souls stream. It's not going to be like, hey, this is episode 1. It's just going to be a stream. I'll be doing eventually a series for Dark Souls. This is not right now. I'm just going to stream it because I know a lot of you guys want to see me play Dark Souls. And I don't mind. I love Dark Souls. It will be a fresh run though, so you guys will hopefully see me rage and see my namesake. And the June 22nd is my birthday, and I plan on doing an 8-hour stream, or at least until we beat it. On my birthday, I have a very special game plan. I almost said it. I know Dom's like, come on, say it. Just say it. Say it, for crying out loud. But I won't. It's a surprise. I've kept my lips sealed for a long while because I wanted it to be a surprise for you guys, as much as it is an awesome treat for me on my birthday. And then on Tuesday, the 23rd, we will be continuing what game was voted for on Friday during this current voting. And that's all I got for you guys today. I'm sorry I was not very entertaining. I'm sorry I wasn't very talkative. I'm just very tired right now. I literally came home from work, made my video. After the video was uploaded, went over to my PlayStation, got everything set up, and immediately started streaming. So I'm going to be going to bed. But if you guys want to, right now I don't really know what game I'm going to stream today. I think it's just going to be a bunch of random compilation streams until Friday, or I should say until Monday, where I'll play just like some random games. Like tomorrow I'm going to probably play, I don't know which I'm going to play. It's either going to be Castlevania, Mega Man, or Sonic the Hedgehog. It'll be one of those 3 games. I know for a fact it'll be one of those 3 games. And then maybe the next day I might play something. I'll play something else. I don't know. We'll just call it Wookiee's Random Surprise. That's what we're gonna do for right now. Thank you guys so much for watching the tired Wookiee. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. I hope you guys I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'll see everyone in the next stream later today. Until the next adventure, guys. I'll catch you all later. See ya.